In a previous video, I showed you how to do individual tax returns, and some of the comments that I got were, how about if you have a company and you want to file returns? That's what this video is all about. So if you have a company, you need to also file your returns before June 30th, and that is what I will show you in the rest of this video. Let's get those credits rolling. In order to be able to do your taxes, you will need to input your KRA PIN number. If you don't yet have a company PIN number, there is the second link in the description below where you can be able to check out the tutorial that I did about getting a KRA PIN. But once you have logged in, this is a screen that you will see. And in order to file returns for your company, you will go under returns and then click on file return. Once you click on file returns, it will bring the type. The obligation here will either be for a company or for rent income. We want company, and then click on next. This will actually bring this screen where you need to download either the Excel sheet or ODS. For us, we'll use the Excel sheet, and then I'll show you how to be able to fill it in and the sheets that are available and the info that you actually need to put in. After you have downloaded this file, you will open it in your Excel, and this is the screen that you will see. And at the top here, I'll just click on enable editing. Read through these instructions. What is most important is to note that when you get to the very last page, you'll click on validate, and hopefully there will be no errors. If the errors exist, then it will actually show up here under errors and tell you exactly where to go. The first thing that we'll do is go through the different sheets, and then I'll use my company tax returns to fill it in and then finish the process of filing my company returns. So the first thing that we'll see is basic info. This is from your personal identification number, the type of return that we are doing, the return period, in this case for last year, and do you have an exemption certificate for charitable organization? If you do, you'll click on yes. If you don't, just leave it as is. And then the business type, if you either have a company, non-governmental organization, international organization, diplomatic organization, or government institution, or others. Then the business subtype, if you are in the EPZ or SEZ, effective date of commencement of activity, effective listing date for year one. All this we will be filling in. Country of residence, if you have any extractive industries, if you have any foreign income, a type of preferential tax rate, and the certificate number for that tax rate, and bank details as well, your auditor details, if you have a landlord, and your tenant if you do have a tenant. You click on next, it will bring us to the profit and loss account. At the very top, you will fill in your gross turnover, then your raw materials or trading finished goods purchases, other direct costs, overheads in the factory, closing stock if you do have them. So this actually caters for different kinds of businesses all in one. Other incomes that you've gotten, whether dividends or commissions, royalties, profit or surplus from disposal of assets, insurance compensation of bad debts recovered, and then operating expenses will be put in, administrative expenses, employment expenses, financial expenses, and your tax or surplus or loss before tax will actually auto-populate, and then other expenses that are not business expenses will be put in here, and other incomes you will need to describe them here. Once you fill that in, we'll go next, and it will go under balance sheet. This documents you already have as a company because you usually get this from your accountant. Then land and building, the application of funds, investments, current assets, account receivables or debtors, cash and bank balance, loans and advances, current liabilities and provisions, share capital, how it is financed, long-term liabilities and unsecured liabilities. Then we'll click on next. This will bring us to stock analysis. This is important if you have stock in your business. If you don't, then you will skip this. It will just be 0. Then the next is addition to plant and machinery and investment for deductions. If you bought any machineries or any investments that you have done here, this is where you'll actually put it in. The next thing is any wear and tear deductions on plant and machinery. Kindly fill them in on the E2 sheet. In the E is a summary of capital allowance, which it will actually pick from the previous 2 to put it here. Then the next is installment tax credits. This especially applies when you have paid your taxes in installments in the previous year before you find out exactly what is remaining. All this will go to the last sheet to tell you exactly how much is remaining for you to pay as taxes. Then withholding tax credits as well. This would be in the very first one. If you had declared you have withholding tax, then this would actually be something to fill in. Advanced tax credits, details of advanced tax paid on commercial vehicles, you'll need to fill that in. And then payment credits of income tax, you'll fill them in here. And then previous year's losses. So if you had any losses from the previous year, this is where you'll input them. And then partnership income, if you're in a partnership, then tax computation. This will be the main one where the tax computation will be done to show the profit or surplus. The adjusted profit will add back disallowable deductions, which are all here from depreciation, entertainment expenses, loss on disposal of depreciable assets, donations, startup costs, and financial expenses. Then you'll deduct allowable deductions like capital allowances and scientific research expenditure, other allowable deductions, and then income from partnership firm, you'll put it here. Other disallowable deductions, if they exist, you'll put them in. And then the compensating tax or dividend tax account, and you'll also place in withholding tax and the credits that you've gotten. And at the very bottom, you'll be able to see your tax due or tax refund that is due. Then the next is on estate trust distributable income. This is total taxable income and total administrative income, which will give you a total distributable income, and the percentage of this income to the beneficiary will actually place there. And the final thing will just be to place validate. So what I'll actually do is I'll fill this in on my end. Once I've validated, I'll show you now how to upload this on the KRA site. Now that we have already finished validating the Excel sheet, what we now need to do is to upload it here and be able to have filed our returns. So the type of return is original. Return period is from the 1st of last year and to the end of the month. Then the upload form will come here. Click on choose file, and then you pick it from where it has been saved. Click on open. That uploads it here. Please remember it's a .zip file that is created once you validate. Click on I agree to the terms and conditions, and then click on submit. It will ask, do you want to upload the form? Click on OK. Once this is done, it brings this particular screen which says the return receipt has been generated, and then we can click on download returns receipt, and that is the way to be able to file your company tax returns. If you don't yet have a KRA PIN, then check this video up here that will show you how to apply for one, and the video on the right will show you how to file individual tax returns. I'll see you in the next one.